So in this video, I am going to talk about some of the restaurants that have closed in the short time that I've lived here, which is 10 years. It's not that many, but there are a few, and there might be some that I've forgotten about already. But the first restaurant that has closed was one of the first restaurants that I actually tried before I even moved here, and that is the Melt. And I believe the first Melt location I went to was, I think it was in Cleveland Heights, and then the second Melt location that I went to was in Lakewood, I believe, because we went there right after we closed down our home. So that's the second time I went there, and then we went a couple more times, and then we went for the last time last year before they closed for good, and that was at the Mentor location. So I'm going to play this video.
At one point, Melt Bar and Grill had 13 locations and put Cleveland on the food map. I'm News 5's Jeff Left Coolidge in Lakewood, where today the owner announced that the final location closed for good. The sign for Melt Bar and Grilled in Lakewood was still lit up Wednesday night, but on social media, owner Matt Fish told his longtime customers that as they stepped into 2025, the restaurant would go dark, posting that the new year would bring significant changes to his life. And one of those changes was the difficult decision to permanently close Melt Bar and Grilled after 18 years.
It's one of the places that we would suggest to go if we want to eat. People would say, let's go to Melt.
David Backlund says Melt was a staple of Lakewood. He remembers when it opened and says its popular overstuffed grilled cheese sandwiches and craft beer in a pint-sized dining room with a punk aesthetic grew overnight. In fact, there are 1,000 people with Melt tattoos who were promised a lifetime discount on their grilled cheese. Now they have a lifetime reminder that Melt was once the bomb.
Remember, it was very, very crowded at that point. And as years passed, it got slower and slower inside.
The pandemic hit and Melt's growth began to slow. In his post, Fish wrote that Melt struggled financially since the pandemic. They would file for bankruptcy and eventually close all of its stores except for Lakewood.
Plans expanded out regionally, maybe not even nationally, at some point. But then the pandemic hit and everything went down in flames.
Fish told our Michelle Jarbeau in September of 2024, when he revamped the menu and reopened the flagship store in Lakewood, that his days of dreaming big were over. Melt would continue to go through bankruptcy court, and Fish hoped the difficult decisions would keep the company in a position where it would survive and thrive, but wrote in his post that those efforts were not enough. Backlund said that Melt had kind of fizzled out, but hates to see it go.
People love the place. I love the place. I'm sure a lot of other people love the place. To bring it back would be great. Owner
Matt Fish had some strong words for Melt's haters. Some words we can't even say on TV, but he did say that he does not know what the future holds for him or if we'll ever see Melt again. In Lakewood, I'm News 5's Jeff Left Coolidge.
And what was nice,
I'm John Catucci,
is that once I realized that the Melt was closing for good, I went and ordered their merchandise, and they actually sent me double what I ordered, especially the posters. And they sent me a whole bunch of other things, including bottle openers, extra posters, an extra glass, pins, whatnot. So, because I wasn't aware that they were closing, and then I found out, so then we went, and I'm glad we went, but it's sad that they closed. Then the next one that I went to very early in exploring the Cleveland area is the Mad Greek restaurant in University Heights, I believe. Or it was close to Case Western. But we went there a few times, and then we found out that they closed. So this is one of the few videos that I found about the Mad Greek.
Eating tonight in general, and then I'll get to a little more specific questions.
Alrighty. Tonight we're starting with a Hispanic coconut. It's a phyllo dough. It has spinach, feta cheese, and an egg mixture inside of it. It's a baked good. It's very, very tasty. It comes served hot. We have a hummus. It's a homemade chickpea dip with tahini. Tahini is it's a little bit like a peanut butter texture to it, a little bit of a peanut butter flavor to it, but it's actually a sesame seed kind of paste. Very, very good mixed together. We have baba ganoush. It's a roasted eggplant dip. This all goes on pita bread. And that's our appetizers for tonight.
When I think of Greek food, I think of lamb, and I think of chicken, and I think of vegetables, and all those cheeses. I don't think of seafood.
That's more of the commercialized thought of Greece. It's the lamb and the beef and the just vegetables, standard kind of stuff like the dips, the hummus, the baba ganoush, like that. They catch a lot of stuff from the sea. I mean, you name it, any kind of fish, sardines, anything, they'll eat it. Really, the spices they use make it actually really good, tender, just very juicy. Everything comes out very, very good. Just, it's not mentioned too much because it's very expensive, their seafood. You'd think it wouldn't be too expensive considering it's all staying in the country, but for whatever reason, they like to charge a lot for it.
Like there's baba and there's grapefruit, stuffed grapefruit. How does anybody know that's Greek instead of, say, Lebanese?
The spices that they use in it. Some of the spices are going to differ a little bit. No real specifics to it. It's just some might come out a little bit spicier about ganoush. The tomates, the grape leaves, some are going to have beef or lamb in them. Greek generally tries to stick to a lamb one. Mediterranean might generally stick to a beef or a pork kind of tomate with rice seasoning in there. Other than that, it's hard to tell the difference between the two of them.
I mean, there's really not that many videos. This is California. What is this? Better hurry, you better hurry. Go, go. It's getting away. Ah! Oh no, you gotta stop. Okay. Looks familiar. Go, go. There it is. It's coming. It's coming. On the right. There it is. Okay, let's see what this is.
In it is because it's what happens after happily ever after in all. That's fine.
Restaurants don't like nothing. What is that, flaming cheese?
Yeah.
Does anybody remember? Did anybody go to Detroit when they had those?
I tried to sleep, but I got a gyro and you got a chicken.
Yeah. Lemon chicken. Well, look at you, got a little make it yourself thingy.
Yeah, I like that. Well, we're back to the weather we had pretty much all.
Oh, that's that. Let's see what this is.
Ever find yourself working on a school paper, struggling to rephrase a complex sentence without losing its meaning?
Go away.
So here we are at the Mad Greek. It's Chris's food. Yo. I won't show you, Andrea, but there's your food. And here's my food. Yeah, that's so good. So yeah, if you're ever around, there's like how many restaurants are there? You read earlier how many restaurants there were.
I think this is the 5th one.
Okay. Anyway, this is a chain, and there's a few around. So if you stop by Lawrence, Kansas, in downtown, go ahead and check this place out.
Really
good food, nice price.
I don't know what's happening.
I
like a potato bowl.
Oh, good. Want to try?
It does look like it did, the one in Cleveland Heights.
Yep.
So I think
So rate, favorite, subscribe. Talk guys later.
That's that. Then the next one is Corky and Lenny's. That was a Jewish deli, and it just suddenly closed. I think that was 2 years ago.
Staple has shut its doors, leaving both customers and employees shocked and really sad about this.
Oh yeah, first at 4, a handwritten sign on the front door of Corky and Lenny's gives notice of the restaurant's closure. A 3 News camera was rolling inside of the restaurant this morning as workers processed the news. Danielle Wiggins joins us live from Corky and Lenny's in Woodmere right now. Danielle, we know this truly is a staple in this community and beyond. How were employees and customers told about this closure today?
Well, Laura, as you know, I am standing right in front of the iconic establishment, and a manager told 3 News that Corky and Lenny's, their owner, told them of the closure early this morning. And customers, well, they learned of the closure from that handwritten sign that was on the front door of Corky and Lenny's. Now, that sign, it says that the closure is due to staff concerns. Adam Siegel, a manager at Corky and Lenny's, tells 3 News that the restaurant is short-staffed by 10 to 15 people. He says when they reopened after the pandemic, many of their employees just didn't come back to work. Siegel says the current owner, Kenny Curlin, who is the son of one of the original owners, has been in this business his entire life. Siegel explains how the demands of running Corky and Lenny's just became too much for Curlin.
Dad, Corky, passed away in 2011, I believe. He was a great guy. Lenny's been retired and out of the business for a long time. He recently passed. And Kenny's really been running it on his own for the last 9 or 10 years. And it's too much for one person. And I think he's just tired. We're all tired. You know, it's been a tough industry post-pandemic.
And the restaurant is named after the original owners, and Siegel says the iconic spot, known for their matzo ball soup, corned beef, and deli trays, first opened in 1956 in Cedar Center. Now, this location here, Siegel says, opened in 1973 and is really beloved by the community and especially the Jewish community. And Laura, I must tell you that Siegel tells me that, I mean, many, not me, but he tells 3 News, one of our photographers there, that there are many employees that have been there for decades. One employee has been there for 52 years. And coming up at 5, we'll talk about the emotional response workers had to the news of this closure.
Yeah, and like you said, Danielle, emotional for those workers, many of them who have been there for decades, and also the people in this community who really love to go there, who used to line up before those doors even opened. All right, thank you so much. You're live in Woodmere, and we will see you in just a bit. Thanks, Danielle.
In Woodmere, I'm Matt Greminger, Cleveland 13 News. Doors are closing. In the heart of Cleveland's East Side, Corky and Lenny's Deli has been a beloved institution for over 6 decades. But now, after 67 years of serving the community, the doors are closing for good. We sat down with Amanda Kurland, co-owner of Corky and Lenny's, to discuss the impact of this closure on the family and the community.
From a very personal standpoint, this has been about keeping my husband alive, and he has been so stressed, especially for the last 3 years, years, that he doesn't sleep through the night. He's been working 7 days a week for the most part for years, and just the stress, I was so worried about it killing him. So I'm really relieved that he finally made the decision that was the best thing for his health. I'd be very blunt. Do I wish that he had done it in a more organized fashion with more forethought in a way, like planning it out? Yes, but I don't think that he could. Yeah. I think that he needed to be pushed over the edge before he could make the decision, and once he was over that edge, he was over that edge.
And how is Kenny and the rest of the Kurland family coping with the sudden changes?
I mean, even though he knows he made the right decision, it's still devastating. It's still something that he's very emotional about. This has been his entire life. My children are very upset. It's part of, and my mother-in-law is very, very upset. It's what she's been doing, for 67 years, and she's 91, and that's all she really has right now. So it's very sad for the family in a lot of ways, but I'd say, bigger than that, it's very sad for a lot of the employees. And I am not unsympathetic to that. I feel horrible.
The overwhelming kindness and support emanating from across Northeast Ohio reveal a community where compassion is not overshadowed by the collective sadness surrounding the closure.
I think most people understand that it was too much and are just saying, oh, we're going to miss you so much and thank you for what you've done. And I think really most of it's been very positive.
Amanda reflects on how recent years have starkly highlighted the realities brought on by changing times, highlighting that a lack of business was not at all the reason for the closure.
It is not because there's not people who want to eat out. The demand is there, I believe, as strong as ever. It's because there's not enough people who want to work in the service industry. And it's just the work, and it's not just restaurants, I think it's any service industry. I think that society there's been a shift, a cultural shift. And I think it was starting before COVID, to be fair. And I think that COVID knocked it over, just made it a real thing. And part of it is the giant baby boomer population, right? It's huge. That whole generation took off during COVID for the most part, and then realized, hey, this isn't so bad. And they didn't come back to work. So this huge amount of people just left the workforce. Then you have the millennials who are known for prioritizing family life over making money. And how can I put that down when that's what we're doing? It just took us a lot longer to get there. But when you do that, it's not necessarily conducive to certain industries.
And this isn't the first time we've heard the same sentiment by other business owners in long-standing local institutions. Steve Presser, the owner of Big Fun on Coventry in Cleveland Heights, talked about his decision to close his doors back in 2018 and the changing times that were apparent even prior to the pandemic.
It was a Herculean task to do this. I mean, we're talking a lot. No one has missed Big Fun more than I have.
But despite the evolving landscape, Corky and Lenny's remained a steadfast presence, enduring the shifts and challenges over time. This resilience can be attributed to the restaurant's cherished status in the hearts of Cleveland residents and the numerous milestones celebrated within its walls.
We are a place that people have been coming to communicate and be with each other. I mean, we had our tagline since way before my time is where people meet to eat. And it's true. And, Corky was always proud of how many real estate deals happened here, how many people, came on the first date with their future spouse here. Maybe it was the food the morning after the wedding. And we've been part of so many people's life events. And it's heartwarming and it's heartbreaking that it's ending. I think Kenny's been really proud of the trays he's been able to make. He's very proud of the work he does. He loves calling people after he does a delivery and asking, how'd you like the food? And he lights up when they say it was amazing, thank you so much.
And the decision to shut down brings forth a new set of challenges. Ending operations signifies the transition in responsibilities and confronting tasks that the Kurland family had never encountered since they first opened their doors almost 70 years ago.
We have to clean the place up. We've been at this location for 50 years. And the location grew kind of organically, which is why we have walk-in coolers and freezers in really weird random places. And stuff stored on top of them, like benches from cars that don't exist anymore. There's a lot of stuff here.
And she wasn't joking. Taking us behind the scenes into where the real magic happens, we discovered a history you won't see hung on the walls, but that signifies the enduring legacy of this iconic establishment's long-standing presence.
This is where all the baked goods happen, bakery.
So what are some of the things the Kurland family has to look forward to in a post-Corky and Lenny's life?
So Kenny on Sunday, this Sunday, 17th, Kenny Kurland turns 60 years old. And we were not planning on celebrating until next month, which we are still going to celebrate next month. But the thought that we can actually do something on his birthday, there's a Browns game I think he's going to try to go to on his birthday. Like, it's never happened. He's never been available at the end of December. I'd like to maybe spend time with our children. They managed to get into high school without us noticing. Like, it'd be really nice to maybe have a time on a weekend to do something with the kids. Like, it just never happens. Yeah, the restaurant industry is not for the weak. And I think we need a break.
Parting with such a significant and steadfast aspect of their lives raises a compelling question. Is non-existence truly the only path forward? Or might this iconic Cleveland institution yet again open its doors in the future?
I would love to open again, and hopefully not in a super amount of time. When I say, is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 18 months? 2 years? I don't know what the time frame is. I would definitely like to reopen, but it's going to be smaller. It's going to be takeout. I don't envision us ever doing a sit-down restaurant again. Not Corky and Lenny's. And it was already much more takeout than anything else. So takeout, catering. I'd love to get back to it.
In Woodmere, I'm Matt Greminger, Cleveland 13 News.
Then the next one is Paladar Latin Kitchen. Though not as good as some of the Cuban restaurants in the Chicago area, Paladar, they did have decent food. They had the Cuban sandwich, so I do kind of miss them.
Northeast Ohio shuts down its long-standing location in Woodmere. Employees tell News 5 they were shocked to find out they were losing their jobs. Tessa DiTiro spoke to its employees as well as to workers at 2 more restaurants owned by the same group.
Paladar Latin Kitchen and Rum Bar was a popular spot in Woodmere for 16 years. For 3 of those years, Jayla Sharp enjoyed serving customers.
I liked that it was a family company. I enjoyed the money. It was really good money for a while. We went through ups and downs like any other restaurant, but they were always there for us while we were working there, and they were accommodating.
On Monday, Jayla said this note went up on the front door, thanking staff and customers for their support, announcing the restaurant's closure. But she says she wasn't contacted directly.
Nothing from the general manager, nothing from the owners, nothing from the operations manager, nothing at all.
Looking for answers tonight, I called Paladar Restaurant Group.
It's a very painful decision, especially for Andy. This is definitely something that is his life name on there. And again, it's been a very painful time for us overall.
The restaurant group also owns Bomba Tacos. It has 2 locations in Rocky River and Fairlawn. Employees at both locations tell me they were told last service is Sunday.
Can you confirm that the 2 Bomba locations here in Northeast Ohio are doing last service on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm not able to have those kind of discussions. Unfortunately, that's not something I'm at liberty to discuss.
Matthew Clough has been a bartender at Bomba Fairlawn for the past few months.
It is super shocking to come into work and not hear from the owner or anybody who higher up about what's going on.
As for Paladar Latin Kitchen and Rum Bar's 40 employees in Woodmere,
I'm going to do everything in my power that I can to find employment for every one of these individuals.
Clough says Thursday night in Fairlawn, some regulars showed their support.
I have had a lot of very generous patrons tonight come in and give me a little extra for the inconvenience of finding out I lost my job today.
Tessa DiTiro, News 5.
Got safety protocol?
So can't play that. It's got music.
Good morning, everybody. We're at Paladar, Latin Kitchen and Cuisine, right here in Woodmere, hanging out all morning, having a lot of fun. And Pete, over here, wow, you have...
This is an easy, approachable way for our guests to experience all those rums that we have. Yeah, absolutely. They're very how to guide our guests through that experience. Yeah, so Bamba, Tacos and Rum does a game night on...
Hey guys, it's so vibrant. It's just fun to look at and fun to eat.
So it was kind of pricey.
I didn't even know there were...
They make it in Barbados, and then they age it in Cognac, France. So it's 3 years in bourbon barrels and 2 years in Cognac cask.
Wow, sounds delicious. Can I?
Yeah, okay. And we can also do off-site catering. You can't come to us, we'll come to you.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They had a lot of nice
You guys are also known for your great selection of rums. I can't wait to give them a try.
Awesome. I'm glad you're excited. I hope you're not too full because I have William behind the bar ready to serve you.
Okay, can't wait. So there are so many rums here. I didn't even know there were different styles of rum.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically there's 3 different styles. There's Spanish, English, and French.
Okay, so something like this, for example, would be what kind of rum?
So this is Plantation 5-year. This is actually what we use for our superior mojitos.
Okay.
So this is a Spanish style rum. It's aged for 5 years. They make it in Barbados, and then they age it in Cognac, France. So it's 3 years in bourbon barrels and 2 years in Cognac cask.
Wow, sounds delicious. Can I actually have one of those?
Of course, yeah. I'll make you one.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I had so much fun today learning about Latin American cuisine and different styles of rum. They have so many to choose from, and the best way to try them is with a rum flight. I'm Rhea with Annapolis Discovered. Cheers.
Then last but not least is the Salt Cave in Mentor. This one, again, another place that closed suddenly.
At the Himalayan Cave, a brand new business at 9130 Tyler Boulevard. I've been told this isn't your ordinary spa. Let's go check it out. The Himalayan Cave offers treatments to detoxify and heal the body using mineral-rich Himalayan salt. The salt helps respiratory issues, improves skin conditions, and relieves stress and anxiety. Debbie Greenhouse not only owns the business, but uses salt therapy to improve her own health issues.
I have asthma really bad, and I heard this on Good Morning America, so I started researching it, and I told my husband about it, and so we found one in Youngstown. So we drove down to Youngstown and tried it out. We went down there 4 different times to try it out. And I said, we should start a business here in Mentor.
Her vision led her to the location on Tyler, with an area large enough to create her dream.
It's a salt therapy spa, and we have a cave where we have a machine that grinds up the salt, and it blows it into the room, and you breathe it in.
The cave's walls, ceiling, and floor are lined with Himalayan salt, offering customers an alternate therapy to traditional treatments.
It attacks so many different things that it's very helpful. We've had people come in here, and within 5 minutes they're telling us that they were all stuffy, that it just opened up. It works. It's great.
Chamber of Commerce, city officials, and Debbie's family and friends gathered for a ribbon cutting, officially opening the new spa. For more information on the Himalayan Cave and the services they offer, check them out online or stop in and take advantage of their first-timers special.
And that place closed in August 2024, so it's no longer. So those are some of the businesses that have closed that I remember in the 10 years I've lived here. And I'm sure that there's some that I've forgotten. So that's all I have for now. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. And please hit the notification bell. Until next time.